What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zebec today, ZBCN USD. It is the 5th day of December. Here we are at about $0.0028 with 6 hours, 47 minutes left in this day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Let's get into it. At the moment, we are finding support at prior support here, prior support here, prior support back here, in a kind of area that makes sense to find support. I was looking at this and I'm thinking, you know, from a low, measuring with our fib from a low to a high, relatively speaking, the fact that we found support at the 0.5 is nice, but we got back below, we found resistance to the 382, came back below it, and it makes me think that here, statistically speaking, we are probably going to go down to the golden ratio, which is at about 0.0262 to 0.0252, okay? I'm going to put some lines there, and then we're going to carry on with our bad sells. From here to there, that is our target zone, okay? At the moment. That's subject to change. I mean, we really could find support here and move higher. It's just from this basic look of the low to the high with the fib, statistically speaking, it seems as though we're almost like in an ABC correction, right? Maybe an ABC here, and in which case this we could even go a little bit lower. Zebec, if we look back here, the last time that you were down here, right, you found support right here. Here you found support a little bit lower. Here you found resistance right here. Here you found resistance a little bit lower. These moves are almost the exact same. Almost. They're very identical, actually. And from a low to a high here, you actually found support right above your 0.5, came back up to your 236, and then went down to your golden ratio. Pretty similar to what we're doing here. Low to high, found support at your 0.5, came back up almost to your 236, and now probably going back down to your golden ratio. Just basically doing the same thing that you did back here. You even have very similar readings, like the way that you bounce off your RSI, where you found resistance here, the stochastics. The MACD is a little bit different, but that's, you know, it's different kind of scenarios here. I really wouldn't be surprised at all if we went down there. And then the golden ratio zone itself, which again, the low to the high, these two white lines are encapsulating that zone entirely. That is coming in line pretty well with our daily closing low down here for support. It makes sense. If we look at this on the 1 hour time frame, let's zoom in now. Oop, that's not what I meant to do. 1 hour time frame here. And let's actually look at you with some volume. It's always the 1 hour that makes me remember the volume. We're moving down. Volume is picking up a little bit. No, it's nothing like it was here or here, but if you just look, there is a gap in volume, and the volume starts to pick up right here as you start to move down. That is bearish. Even if it's low levels of volume, you're still picking up in volume as you're moving down. That's bearish. You're breaking out here. Volume is picking up a little bit. We still have 45 minutes left in this 1 hour candle, and we're already at about average volume. So we're probably going to go lower. This, truthfully, it really does seem like it might be some type of ABC correction. If this is a bear flag here, where would we measure it from? Would we measure it from this high, or would we measure it from this high? Let's go for it. Let's go for both targets and just come up with two different targets, okay? So we're going to measure this from a high to a low. And we're going to do this from a high to a low. And then we're going to take both of those. We're just going to put them at the top where you'd measure the pattern. There. And I want to talk about something real quick, because I saw something today on X where somebody was talking about bear flags, and they were saying that if a bear flag looks like this, right? You've got your move down, then you kind of consolidate like this, right? That you would measure, the way you'd measure the move is you take this move, and then you put this at the breakout point, like that, right down there. That's a subtle difference to how I do it. I put my measure move at the top of the flag, not the base of the flag, not the breakout, but the top. Does that make sense? It's a slight difference, but I don't know. I think that's better. I think that's a better way to do it, because then if it goes lower, you're at least, if it goes lower, or if you're measuring a bull flag and it goes higher, you're at least not disappointed with the results, right? Like, imagine you're trying to buy here or here, and you're looking at the chart, you're like, oh, it looks like it could kind of go lower, and it goes lower. You could buy at cheaper prices. It's not a bad thing. It's better to be conservative with these measurements, is all I'm trying to say. These measurements here would take us down to about 0.006 or 268, which is pretty close to our golden ratio, to 0.0261. So both of these lines, that one's very close to the golden ratio. This one is right in the golden ratio zone. So this bear flag, regardless of the measurement too, no matter if we stop here or here, it's a measure move. You don't have to stop exactly at these levels. They're just ideas. Maybe you push through them, maybe you stop short of them, whatever. But regardless of the measure move, they're both below these lows here. So likely we're going to go below those lows. If we go below these lows, then I think it's completely appropriate to take a low to a high move here. and see that, look at that, we're below the golden ratio, finding resistance at it. We're going to go lower, 00262, same area, wow, to 00225 basically. Look at that, guys. That's kind of crazy. This area right here, watch it how well this represents our golden ratio, right? That's the 1272 to the 1618, the primary target zone. If we're going lower than this low, we likely find support in this area. Even if we go lower, even if we bounce whatever, that's likely the area that we find support at. Low to high here, boom. It encapsulates our golden ratio perfectly. It's so perfect. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to move down. Absolutely. Zero doubts in my mind. RSI looks a little bit bearish. Stochastics, MACD, they all look bearish. Yes. Daily time frame. MACD, I mean, is bearish technically. We're at a point where you actually expect to bounce, or maybe we do break through. Stochastic suggests we go lower, and the RSI suggests we go lower too. So yeah, expect that Zebec, you're at 0.0028 Zebecians. Expect that probably sometime in the next few days, likely in the early parts of next week, we will be down here, and I would expect next week we also recover. So I don't think this is going to take forever. This should take place, I think, in the next 3 to 5 days, and then from there we should see some recovery. I wouldn't be surprised if next week when we close, we're actually back above this price here. And then from there we can start to really build, start to make a new trend. Because at that point we'll have a higher low down here. We can form a higher high after that, and then, again, we're in a new trend. With a higher high relative to this high here, imagine we go low. However low we go a lower low, maybe not a lower low, but we get a higher low at our golden ratio. We come back up, we're above this high. Well, not only are we above this high, but we've got higher lows and higher highs. We're in a new trend. Not only are we in a new trend, but we've broken out of an old trend. We clearly break out at that point of this old trend, no matter how you want to draw it, whatever the appropriate view might be. So next week we should have some positive results coming in. I don't know if we'll be above this high next week. Maybe we are, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if we go down and then we come back up, and by the end of next week we're back above where we are now. So it's only momentary is all I'm trying to say. This drop, it's only momentary. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's something to anticipate and buy into, if anything. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. I've said enough. We're anticipating an overall breakout with Zebec here that should take you to 3 to 4.5 cents. That's the overall move. Very similar to what we saw back here. I got nothing else, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.